probably one of the most mysterious characters in the entire FNAF series, the puppet. Now, there's not much information about it though, but we do know a little bit. But with all that said, now we're going to be starting a new episode of the FNAF Explained series, this episode being about the puppet. So this is sort of what the puppet looks like. If you're wondering why Lefty is here or Puppet is inside Lefty, we'll get into that in a little while. So now the story of the puppet took place sometime in the 80s, obviously. Most of these events that happened took place in the 80s. We don't exactly know which restaurant it took place in, since there were many different restaurants like Circus Baby, though I don't think it was that one. And then there's the Fredbear Family Diner, and then Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. So we don't exactly know which one, but I do feel like it is Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. And we also know that all the drama started with William Afton and his co-worker Henry, but it was mainly William. So now, the first time we ever saw the puppet, or got a look of the puppet, was in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which was supposedly the one that was supposed to take place before the first one. So basically, Puppet was inside some sort of music box, and the way to avoid the puppet was by wounding up the music box every once in a while, so that way she doesn't kill you. Because yes, the puppet is a she, which we'll also be getting into. So the identity of the puppet is she's a she, and her name is Charlotte or Charlie Emily, who is also the daughter of Henry. And you also might recognize her, or it also sounds familiar. She was also a character in the FNAF book series, which is another video I'll get into soon, because there's a lot to explain with that. So basically, Henry created the puppet not just to entertain children, but to protect his daughter, which maybe from Henry, we really don't know. I feel like maybe at the time Henry possibly could have found out that William was evil. We don't really know if this was at the point where he was killing all the children. It may have been. We don't know. The whole timeline is basically a secret. So, but yeah. So now, the way Puppet, or Charlie became Puppet was, one day on a birthday party, I don't know if it was for her or for someone else, Charlie was locked outside the restaurant. Maybe some kids maybe did it, I don't know, maybe some sort of prank. I don't know if Charlie was always the popular one, really. But basically, the puppet found out, and the puppet wanted to go save her, because that's basically what the puppet was assigned to do. But, however, it was raining outside, so when the puppet got outside, he started to short circuit, which you can see right now, all his circuits, the wires, he's getting all, you see now he's like powered down. So, but he still didn't give up. He tried to find Charlie, and eventually did. However, for the puppet, by the time he got there, or she, we don't really know the gender of the robot. Let's say when the puppet got there, it found Charlie dead on the floor, and you can even see marks on the floor. So, did someone run her over? We don't really know yet, but there have some theories that have pointed it out. And that's mentioned from a minigame back at FNAF 2. Now, we all know William did it though, because there was a minigame back at FNAF 2 that legit showed him. But there are many ways and possibilities that Charlie could have died. So, for instance, the one I think is she could have gotten run over. I mean, the body's still there, and there's literally markings on the floor of outside, so it is possible. There are other theories about it, but now I think we should talk about why William would kill, or Purple Guy would kill, Charlie. I mean, she's a kid, and we know William is a psychopath, but there has to be a reason. Well, we do have a little bit of a reason. See, in UCN, or Ultimate Custom Night, probably one of the hardest FNAF games there is, we got a little bit of an intermission that showed Foxy getting ready to battle Freddy, and saying how he will pay for what he did, which some fans, and I also personally think in my opinion, is supposed to point out something between Henry and Mike and William that may have resulted into the death of Emily. I also did a video on it, but in case you don't have to watch it, I'll show you a little clip from it.
笑いかわせには事故ではなかった。私は死ぬ日までそのバカなクマをトロールするつもりだ。それではまた我が人生と目的の状態について何が言えるか。目的はあるのか？私はそれを持っていたのか？それは深い謎だ。怒りの道場に座って誰かいないか？ 私はどうしてもトイレに行かなきゃいけないんだ。解決できないと思う。それは自ら呼ぶもの。私はそれを何と呼ぶべきかと思った。慣れなければならないと思う。ここのアンタゴニストになるつもりなら、私は少なくとも私の隠れ家の名前を持たなければならない。私は自分の時間と何か関係があるのか？
So I think it's almost pretty clear what's happening there, and you could probably tell that that Mangle and that told William or Foxy that he wanted to go was probably one of the victims, one of the first victims of William's killings. But you can also tell now that this sort of represents. So this is like William sort of getting ready to maybe plan an attack on Henry. So maybe like they got into an argument where Henry might have did something to him. Or maybe it's possible that Henry did something to William, or maybe Henry's getting ready to do something to William, meaning maybe this is after William killed his daughter. Well, now that we're done with that, here's another thing that theories have pointed out, that the fact that Puppet is inside Lefty, which if you saw that picture, you could see it's pretty clear. Now there have been theories that Puppet is inside Lefty for a reason, because if you don't know Lefty was a character in Pizza Simulator, which is probably another one of the harder FNAF games, and also one of the recent ones that came out like 3 years ago, or 4 years ago now. So the question really is now, why is Puppet inside Lefty, and is there some sort of reason? Was she trying to disguise herself from, say, maybe William or something? Now, we don't have an exact reason though, but some theories have predicted that since Springtrap and some of the other people that might not have liked Henry or maybe even Charlie are in this game, it is possible that maybe Lefty or the Puppet or Charlie, I know there's a lot of names, was probably trying to disguise herself, because at the end we hear Henry make that speech, so maybe was it possible she was trying to get in touch with Henry without them knowing? We don't really know, because at the end it also shows in that one final ending that Lefty dies, I guess, or we don't really know if their souls got free or anything like that, because we know William ends up going to hell at the end, but we don't really know anything else about Puppet or Lefty or Charlie or Charlotte, whatever the name is at the end, so we don't know much. I don't know, you guys, but I think I've explained enough about Charlotte or the Puppet or later on Lefty. I don't know, hopefully I get more information, so maybe I could do a part 2, because there is a lot more information, and we should have more information, I don't think that's just it. I feel like there was a more specific reason that William killed Charlie or Charlotte, and what that intermission means. I just feel there's more of a specific reason, but until then, until Scott Cawthon decides to, I don't know, explain to us or something like that, this case kind of remains unsolved or whatever. I don't know. But yes, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it helped you, because I don't really know. We do know a little bit. We know the identity. We know she's the daughter of Henry. We know how it sort of happened, and we know about the puppet. It's possible that maybe Charlie could have gotten her soul somehow, or Henry could have gotten the soul inside Puppet using the whole Revenant thing.